Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakal Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who are teaching this truth and sincerity. And a shout out to Yakim that's out there in four quarters of the earth proclaiming this truth. Bracha the Yahweh, Bracha the Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakal Kadash, Bracha Tam. So, I want to start out with the sports, which is what you would call your distraction news, because, you know, we Jakes, we love to talk a lot about sports and things that go on, whether the person made the pass or, you know, whether it's legit or not. Well, and aside from one of the main athletic sports, this one is kind of like bowling in a way. This is the controversial ending of the Kentucky Derby yesterday. If you happened to catch it, if you DVR'd it and you caught it later, Country House wins controversial Kentucky Derby after objection. Now, if you had watched it, as I did with the DVR, then you would have noticed right away that they had disqualified the main character, the one that actually won it, which would be number 7. He had actually won. And he never even made contact with Country Horse, which was the number 20. So he never even made contact with him. However, though, he still ended up getting disqualified after almost 20 to 30 minutes of interruption, trying to rule who the winner actually was, which, in no comparison, number 7 was a hit. And the horses that number 7 had actually bumped or supposedly bumped had nothing to do with number 20. But they disqualified him nonetheless, though, making Country House the winner. So a lot of people are pissed off about it. It's distractions, especially when you got the goddamn fucking piece of shit Donald J. Trump spouting off about how much he didn't like it. Well, that's what the distraction is, because they don't want you to know what they're doing, right? But I'll read a little further into this, because like I said, it was we know that all sports are rigged anyways. Nobody really wins these things. These things are rigged. For the first time in history of the Kentucky Derby, the winner of the race did not finish first. Maximum Security sent off the Tephoid top choice at 9-2 odds, bolted to the early lead and held it all the way to the wire, seemingly winning the 145th run for the Roses, finishing a few lengths ahead of long shot Country Horse. However, Country Horse jockey Flavlin Pratt filed an objection immediately after the race, claiming Maximum Security impeded the run of another horse. See, that's what I'm trying to talk about right here, of another horse. He's not saying that his horse had made contact. Replay shows Maximum Security did step out from his line near the tail, veering in front of War of Will, who ultimately crossed the line in 8th. The scene at Churchill Downs was surreal as the 3 stewards examined footage for more than 15 minutes. Like I said, it was almost a whole half hour, with jockeys, horses, and their connections standing on the muddied track waiting for an official result. Again, this is part of the distraction news, but while other things are going on, well, you know how we say, that your father is Esau, that your father is the devil, and he was a liar from the beginning. Well, I've already proven my point about how a lot of them, because of their contract, are forced to go with blonde hair, even though they are not originally blonde. They might be brunette or might look more like a Jake. Well, let's take a look at wrestling here, because there's another wrestler who actually was paired up with R-Truth as a couple, but nonetheless, though, they made her go back to the blonde hair after they had already, allowed her to go back with her almost natural hair. Of course, this wrestler's name is Carmella, as you might know her as the fabulous, Money in the Bank contest and all kinds of other things. She was the first woman to win the Money in the Bank, but nonetheless, though, they made her go back to the blonde hair. I don't know if there's any audio to this. I think this is just, and this is from Wrestling World, not trying to steal any copyrights if they try to say. Real reason why Carmella was made another major change to her hair. Because, Esau likes to push out the blonde man, but Carmella makes another major switch to her hair. stated off the first few years of her career with blonde hair. Started, I mean. She made a change in late 2018, going back to being a brunette, which is what her natural hair color is. The change was a big surprise, which had a lot of fans talking. The hair change happened at a great time because it was at the start of her babyface run. In other words, she was just playing a good guy. So fans affiliated with the brunette with being the face and blonde with being the heel. You know, identifying each. Carmella once again stunned the fans by posting this tease on Twitter. Before finally revealing that she has gone back to blonde, which, if you know anything about this, you know blonde is ugly. Do what you love. And that's just it, though. You know, as I had made mention of Confusion of Face Taylor Dane, who originally was a brunette, they made her change her hair to blonde in order to get the record contract. Well, the same thing here with wrestling, or any other sports for that matter. You know, they make you go with the blonde hair. That's what happens when you sell out. And that's just it. You 2/3 who are sell out, man, you're going to be destroyed. Yeah, because you think we hate, now the Most High hates, does not like Esau whatsoever. And the fact that our people are imitating Esau is just more fuel to the fire. So again, you know, with the distraction news, keeping your eye off of things that are really going on, taking place. Here's one on Yemen, which you will not hear about in the mainstream, but here's one about Yemen. Now the UN wants a hold of that grain that's there, which is, you know, Yemen has been destroyed from the inside out due to the proxy war of Amalek.
According to Reuters.com, the United Nations regained access to donated grain stored in the Yemeni port city of Hodeidah on Sunday and began the task of salvaging food that could stave off starvation for millions of citizens before it rots. This is huge news because the World Food Program grain stores there have been cut off for 8 months in response to the battles occurring in Yemen. The UN hopes this will help, especially since the war has killed tens of thousands of people and has put Yemen on the brink of famine.
And you know why? Get people to take the mark. Because that's what it's really about. Oh, you want some food from the UN? Well, you're going to have to take this mark, this RFID identification. So that way we know there's no cheating here. So here's with the area of earthquakes in diverse places, you know, which you can say tornadoes are a part of it. This happened over, I believe, in Elam, which is the original nationality for AKA India. So have a listen here.
At least 33 people have been killed since Cyclone Foni struck eastern India on Friday. Hundreds of thousands of people have also lost their homes. A lot of people were saved by being transferred to shelters before the landfall, though.
Yep,
Bruce Harrison has more from New Delhi.
The focus now has shifted of one from survival to recovery. The people on the ground that were evacuated and who were impacted by Cyclone Fani are simultaneously mourning the dead as well as beginning the long recovery process to try and return their lives to what they were before this storm slammed into India's east coast as well as parts of Bangladesh. What we're learning from the Indian Navy primarily, which has been conducting reconnaissance missions, is the scope of the damage on the ground. Some essentials need to be recovered quickly to help the people that are struggling there. Telecommunications are still damaged.
Reminds you of Houston a couple years ago, doesn't it?
Which was hit the hardest. Running water is a major concern as well right now, as well as electricity. In the capital of Odisha alone, the government has said 10,000 electricity poles were damaged. It's going to take a significant effort to restore that electricity, which is crucial to helping people who have been injured by providing power to the hospitals and other medical facilities that are necessary. Millions of people were impacted by this storm, and more than 1 million were evacuated to shelters along the coast.
They're FEMA centers.
Are just beginning to return to the homes that they left, many finding destruction. Entire villages have been in.
So, nonetheless, though, you can see, though, that that's all part of FEMA, which is a worldwide organization, not just over here, but worldwide. And this devil uses that to microchip people. He always has. This being the year Corona, we're just going to see a whole lot more. But while we've been distracted with that, here's other things going on in Syria. I always say, meanwhile, back in Syria. So here's a testimony. This is from Vanessa Beeley, who often goes into Syria. She's even been featured on the Last American Vagabond channel. She does very interesting journalist work. But this is a Syrian that was interviewed by Vanessa Beeley, I believe a school teacher, talking about the war on Syria. I spend most of my time in Misyar. I have witnessed multiple terrorist aggressions on Misyar. During one of them, I was only about 15 meters away when they targeted the hospital a few days ago. So the hospital, which is treating the residents, despite all the pressure siege imposed on Syria, and which is treating patients and injured, was hit by 3 rockets. I saw that with my own eyes. What is the purpose of shelling such a place? The purpose of shelling a hospital? Why don't these people, the West, why don't they write about the economic siege, which has affected all of us psychologically, socially, and morally? Because it's not about that. Our psychological state is not normal anymore. Why is the whole world talking about the white helmets and chemical weapons, and the Syrian government use CW? Why are they targeting us daily with psychological, social, economic poisons? They have burden, and they now claim they want to protect the Syrian people? No, that's not right. They want to destroy the Syrian people. They don't want this country. They want to destroy Syria as a country. And that's just it, though. It was never about, the morals or anything. I mean, just like they did to Saddam Hussein and Iraq. Iraq has been destroyed from the inside out. And, anytime they try to, rebuild or whatever, man, fucking U.S. comes in and destroys everything that they're trying to do, which led to the rise of ISIS, which ISIS was done on purpose. So you see, all these other things are really a distraction from what's really going on. Also, if you hadn't caught it, there was another false flag. Well, they're planning the next false flag of Guaido in Venezuela. Well, we got a false flag here, as usual, Amalek, those bastards dwelling in Ashdod, which is both what you call your Palestinians and your fake-ass Jews fighting over the land. You have a false flag here. Total of 3 Israelis killed by Gaza rocket fire. So now, of course, the Israeli state, Amalek, is fighting against Amalek, these bastards that dwell in Ashdod. And, of course, that's not being talked about because, of course, like I said, sports has always been a distraction anyways, but you can definitely tell, though, that, that's why, it's a rigged game anyways. And nonetheless, though, here's what's going on in the place that we need to be dwelling on, that is the Valley Yehoshaphat. And these bastards in Ashdod. So take a look at this.
Escalation between Israel and Hamas in Gaza. You're looking at the Gaza skyline there with several explosions.
They're going to claim that Iran did this.
The Gaza Health Ministry, just in the last few minutes, confirming the death of Hamed Ahmed Abdul Kodari, a 34-year-old who's reported to be a Hamas field commander. That would
always say Hamas.
An Israeli airstrike and a targeted killing would signal a new phase in the way Israel is responding to what has been over 500 rockets fired from Gaza towards Israeli communities. More on that strike in a moment, but let's first jump to our Elan Livy in the Israeli area of Kfar Aza off the border. Elan, what's the latest from you there?
Nurit, just moments ago we heard a large barrage of rockets coming from the Gaza Strip just behind us. If you'd joined us just a few minutes ago, you would have seen the plume of smoke in the air, very loud booms overhead a few minutes ago at 3, 7, 8 minutes local time, a barrage of rockets from the Gaza Strip towards the local area. Here the village of Kfar Aza is extremely silent. 210,000 children are staying home, all children within a 25-mile radius of the Gaza Strip. That means their parents are with them. The city of Sderot, many restaurants and shops are simply closed because parents need to be together with their children. Unsure whether the situation is going to pass. These conflagrations have a habit of disappearing as quickly as they come, or as we move now to a new stage of targeted killings and indeed fatalities on the Israeli side. Let's stress, the first Israeli death since the 2014 war. Perhaps we might have shifted gear and need to hunker down for a bumpier ride.
Elan, you've been reporting in several areas around there, including the city of Sderot. Tell us a little bit about the damage that you witnessed there, and also what residents are telling you. What are their fears at this moment, and what would they like to see happen?
Residents here are anxious and weary as well. This is a reality that many of them are used to. If you ask any residents whether they slept last night in the bomb shelter, by which I mean the whole family in the bomb shelter, they look at you like you're a little bit crazy and say, well, of course we did. Anyone with their head screwed on their shoulders sleeps in the bomb shelter because you have only 10 seconds to run for shelter, if that. Last night at about 2 in the morning, a rocket struck a kindergarten in Sderot. It hit inside the sand pit in the yard outside. Shrapnel flew everywhere, flying through the concrete walls of the kindergarten. If it had been daytime, we would have been looking quite possibly at a massacre of special needs children. That rocket also managed to cause immense damage to the nearby apartments. One apartment we inspected had disabled residents. They had only just been moved out for the weekend in order to change the furniture, but if they had been there overnight, they would not have been able to move to the safe space in time, and they too...
Fast forward.
Where that security cabinet meeting is being held now. Daniel, what's the latest you can tell us about how Israel is poised to react to this?
Well, Nuri, we actually have the first word from that security cabinet meeting. According to a security official, that they are instructing the Israeli military, the Israeli security cabinet is instructing the military to continue its strikes in Gaza and to embolden or to reinforce the forces.
So, they'll have you distracted with other things, ultimately, because this is going to continue. These are the wars that you don't really hear about. Also, the other flip side of Amalek, better known as Gomer, is condemning Israeli state, so that's what they don't want you to talk about. That's why this little blotch in the Kentucky Derby, as well as the other things.
The Turkish Foreign Ministry called on the international community to take action against Israel. The country condemns Israeli airstrikes that hit a building hosting Turkey's Anadolu state news agency. They claim Israel is taking disproportionate actions in Gaza, causing innocent people to lose their lives or get injured. According to Reuters, Gaza militants fired more than 250 rockets into Israel and then was hit back by them. Israel returned the fire with tank shelling and airstrikes that reportedly killed 4 people.
So nonetheless, though, you know that they'll always escalate everything. Which brings me to here, these bastards in Ashdod. The only thing you can do is go to the scriptures, because these are the things that we do need to be talking about, which, you can see what's going on. The burden of the word of the Most High in the land of Hadak and Damascus shall be the rest thereof, when the eyes of man and all the tribes of Yashala shall be towards the Most High, which is what's happening now. That is, the elect of us are on our own 2 feet, and we're proclaiming our heritage, and we're coming back to law, statutes, and commandments, that is, being redeemed, the elect. And Hamath shall also border thereby, Tyrus and Zidon, though it be very wise. And Tyrus did build herself a stronghold, and headed up silver as the dust and the fine gold of the mire of the streets, which you know as well as I do, that when these bastards took over Ashdod, pretty much, though, it's just a matter of time until, they're going to destroy themselves, because we all know that Jerusalem used to be the capital of so-called Palestine, when they settled there, and then, of course, after the false flag World War II scenario, you know, to make you believe that there was a Holocaust, you know, they built the Israeli state, Amalek, you know, so you got Amalek fighting against Amalek, has been for some time. Before the Most High will cast her out, and he will smite her power in the sea, and she shall be devoured with fire. So in other words, that's telling you right there, this place, Ashdod, Amalek is going to be devoured by fire. Not just Babylon the Great, not just America. Ashkelon will see and fear. Gaza also shall see it. So, you know, both bastards that are dwelling there, which are both the Amalekites, by the way, you know, the so-called Palestinians, the so-called fake-ass Jews, they are both Amalekites. And Ekron, for her expectation, shall be ashamed, and the king shall perish from Gaza, and Ashkelon shall not be inhabited. And a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, which is what's happening now. And I will cut off the pride of the Philistines, and that's what happened, you know, when pretty much they were chased out of that land. And I will take away his blood out of his mouth, and his abominations from between his teeth. But he that remaineth, which is talking about an elect, even he shall be for our power, and he shall be as a governor in Jehoiada, and Ekron as a Jebusite. And I will encamp about mine house because of the army, because of him that passeth by, and because of him that returneth. Who's that talking about? What army is that talking about? You know, that's the elect, those that are going to be with Yahushua in his return. And no oppressor shall pass through them any more, for now have I seen with mine eyes. Rejoice greatly, O daughter of Zion. Shout, O daughter of Jerusalem. Behold, thy king cometh unto thee. He is just and having salvation, lowly, and riding upon an ass, and upon a colt, the foal of an ass. You know, that's talking about when Yahushua came the first time. You know. And I will cut off the chariot from Ephraim, and the horse from Jerusalem, and the battle bull shall be cut off. And he shall seek peace unto the heathen, and his dominion shall be from the sea even to sea, and from the river even to the ends of the earth. For as for thee also, by the blood of the covenant, I have sent forth thy presence out of the pit, wherein is no water, you know, and that's just it. We're coming out of that pit that we've been in for quite some time. That is the elect of us, you know, that will be with Yahushua in the return. And, you know, that's just it, though. That ark is pretty much built. Now we're just going to do some cleaning and be taking off and leaving this place very shortly here, you know. But, of course, Jacob's trouble comes just right before, you know, we officially board that ark. And, like I said, it's going to be such a tiny escape, meaning that it's going to be within inches of our lives. It's going to seem like we're going to die. That's what I had seen just about a week ago, you know, so can't help but reiterate that. So, like I said, you know, they have the distractions because this thing is heating up. Jacob's trouble is here now, and it's just going to get worse and worse here on out. For that, I want to say, Bracha Yahweh, Bracha Yahushai, Bashim Kalkadash, Bracha Thumb. And here's some more edifying videos from others who are bringing out this truth. Shalom.
Okay, we're on the air. Shalom. We just got finished doing a live stream, and we're in the car right now, and this is breaking news. I'm going to have Apostle Ryan Law read the articles. And this is Black Death, better known as the bubonic plague, the Black Death, and we're going to do more videos on it. They had quarantined a plane in Mongolia, and 2 people supposedly died, and the rest of the people, I believe it was 158 people on the plane, so they're all stuck on that plane, because what they did was they issued quarantine. So read the article out.
Newsweek. Health. This is today. Actually, this goes back to the 3rd.
This is yesterday.
Yeah. It says bubonic plague, terrified tourist quarantine after Black Death outbreak in Mongolia. It says
while you're getting it together, there was now last week that quarantine that they had in California, those 2 universities. One of them was UCLA. I said, if you go back to the live stream that we did last week, I said that's going to be a new trend, and I said it's going to start happening a lot. So I said try to stay away from public places. Now, what is it? 2 days ago, there was a quarantine. They had quarantined a ship down there in St. Lucia, and I was working. I was driving, but I had my camera with me, and I pulled my car over, and I did a quick video, and then I threw it right up. So there you have it, man. Like I said, go and watch the video live stream for last week. That I said this is not gonna stop with those 2 universities out there in California. I said this is gonna be the new trend.
It says passengers have been taken off a plane and put under medical supervision over fears they have contacted.
And that's behind the World Health, the World Health Organization, WHO, and which the what's the one in Atlanta, the
CDC.
The CDC, what does it represent? CDC.
Center for Disease
Center
Control.
for Disease Control and Prevention is under the authority of WHO, which is the World Health Organization. That movie,
Contagion.
Not Contagion, but World War Z, when people were becoming zombies, they mentioned the World Health Organization, and they even in the movie Contagion, one of the scenes with Lawrence Fishburne, he was a doctor at the CDC, so they mentioned the CDC. And in the movie World War Z, they mentioned the World Health Organization. So these are organizations set up by the elite. Go ahead.
It says medical supervision over fears they had contact with a couple who died from the bubonic plague. Emergency staff in protective clothing boarded the plane, which had arrived in the Mongolian capital Ulaanbaatar from the cities of Bayan, Ugil, and Kovd. The Siberian Times reported.
Oh, shit. I'm all into the I'm all into the
I was going to tap you, man, but I thought you seen it.
We might have to quarantine your ass.
I was like in a trance.
The red light disease epidemic.
It says
disease that you can't stop at a red light. Go ahead.
It says they were deployed in concerns that passengers had been in contact either directly or indirectly with the husband and his pregnant wife, aged 38 and 37.
Hey, so you Negroes, they got any Mongolian friends, man? They gonna grab your ass up. Go ahead.
And from Ugli, who had died from the disease on April 27th. It says 11 passengers from the west of Mongolia were held at the airport and sent immediately for hospital checks, while more than 150 others were examined at the airport. The couple were said to have contacted the killer disease after eating a marmot, which is a large squirrel.
Oh no!
Man.
I see why they got these
man.
motherfuckers eating squirrel.
Yeah,
Hey, for you
squirrel.
niggas out there, don't eat no squirrel, man.
Or possum.
Or possum, or muskrat.
Muskrat hind.
Go ahead.
It says Dr. N.
Dr. N.
Dr. N.
Sogbadrak, director of Mongolia's National Center for Zoonotic Dermatology and Medicine, said, according to the Siberian Times, despite the fact that eating marmot is banned, Citizen T, the male victim, hunted marmot. He ate the meat and gave it to his wife, and they died because the plague affected his stomach. 4 children are orphaned.
Yes.
No
They're
muskrat
Edomites,
hind.
man. They're fucking Edomites, man. They probably didn't even cook it right.
It says, in addition, a key border near the Russian city of Novosibirsk and the Mongolian city of Ugli was suddenly closed.
So they closing down cities, man.
Damn.
That's in 2nd Ezra the 15th chapter.
Khan.
They won't be able to go to the next city, man.
Until May 5th. The World Health Organization says that the bubonic plague can kill an adult in less than 24 hours if not treated properly, and it's caused by the bacterium Yersinia pestis.
Yeah, so if I may say, they're getting the people programmed to accept that, because that's one of the...
Hold up. This is the 4th quarantine in a week.
Yeah. So the people are being programmed. And then they mentioned the bubonic plague, because that's one of the things the elites are going to use to scare the people to accept that chip.
That's right.
You better believe the chip is right around the corner, man. The mandatory implication of that chip.
Second Ezra.
This is known as predictive programming.
Pressure from, like you mentioned.
Problem reaction solution. Hegelian dialectics.
Yeah.
Pressure from above and pressure from below.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter if the story is true or not. The generate is what, how the people react to it is what the
fear.
Generate fear.
We have nothing to fear
but fear itself. That's what that devil FDR
so
said.
They playing on your fears.
Yeah. Yep. So people read this or hear about it and they get afraid. Oh God, what are we gonna do? Well, you're gonna accept that chip and you'll be all right. Okay, let's line up like sheep to get the chip.
Hey, if I was any of y'all, I wouldn't go on no plane.
Yep, that's right.
I wouldn't go to no motherfucking malls.
No airport. Right. Don't go to the fucking airport.
I wouldn't go. Well, you know, I wouldn't go in the airport. I wouldn't go on in any motherfucking Greyhound buses. Hey, if you go to the supermarket, pick your shit up quick and get out of there. Get out.
Make sure it don't say Marmot on the
Yeah,
tag.
make sure it don't say
Marmot. Hey, well, wait a minute. In the Apocrypha, it says a man may desire to go to a city and shall not be able.
That's right.
Why? Because of one of the reasons is being the city might be quarantined. You got it, brother.
2nd Ezra 16 and 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death.
Great death.
The beginning.
Well, the bubonic plague. The guy mentioned it. The video you're playing. He said it was responsible for killing 50 million, something like that. The bubonic plague.
Forget exactly how.
Yeah.
No, you can do the research. Everybody can do the research. Don't wait for us to do it for you.
Yeah.
You do the research your damn self.
There you go. That's it.
Look it up.
You got
Go ahead.
The beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear.
The powers is the government. They're going to stand in fear. Go ahead.
The beginning of evils, and
which is Jacob's trouble.
What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the
people are going
scourges.
to do the same wicked. They're going to follow the same comedic nonsense. Islam, the Moors, the Baptists, the Methodists, the Christians. Go ahead.
God, it says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon
Victuals
earth.
mean food. It's going to be cheap in the earth. Go ahead.
That they shall think themselves to be in a good case.
Then they're going to say, well, everything's cheap. Like this guy. Trump, they claim that the economy has not been this good since 1969, which is fucking bullshit, man. Back in 1969, you can get a gallon of gas for 25 cents. So how the hell is this economy so great? The dollar is weak.
You should tell that to the guy you made the video about, that Edomite being the new nigga. He lost his job and.
Yep. That's right. That's right.
He don't believe that the economy is this great since 1969. He don't believe that shit. I think
because prior to 1970, you had this country, this business corporation. It was known for how can I put this in words? It was a manufacturing, production-based country. So the U.S. used to export various things around the world.
Yeah, goods. Yep.
Goods, and it became a credit-based meaning we were able to lend the U.S. was able to lend to other nations. Now this is a what? It's a debt-based society where they're manufacturing very little, and that started in 1970, man.
Yeah.
And that goes into Obadiah.
Yeah.
Well, now set thy nest against the stars. All right. Thence will I bring thee down. That's when these devils started going down, man.
That's right.
And prior to 1970, you had the the white girls and white boys. They dressed up in suits and ties. They went to school. They said the Pledge of Allegiance. You know.
And prayer. There was prayer in the schools.
And prayer in the school and all that. And you had the blue laws. You know what the blue laws are? The blue laws was when everything was closed on Sundays, man.
Yeah.
I remember that as a child.
Yeah.
All the stores were closed on Sundays. Now you got every store open on Sundays, including liquor stores.
Right.
You know. So from 1970 point up until now, this place has been going down, pursuant to the scriptures. When thou set thy nest amongst the stars, thence will I bring thee down. So they've been slowly being brought down since 1970. So we're talking how many years? 70, 80, 90, 2000, 2010, 2019. We're talking about basically 50 years.
50 years, yeah.
You see? Go ahead.
It says that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. It says, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other.
That's happening in Venezuela. That's happening in Middle Eastern countries. People are dying of starvation. And it's going to come here to America.
It says, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. I'm gonna jump down. It says, for that one man shall desire to see another, and to hear his voice. For of a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks. Let's just jump down to verse 36. Behold, the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman.
The plagues draw nigh and are not slack. The destruction is drawing nigh and shall not slack. Also, hold Habakkuk 2.
Okay. It says, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack.
And the bubonic plague is a plague. That's why it's called a plague, the Black Plague.
Yep, Black Death.
Measles is a plague.
Plague, yep. And there'll be others too.
And there'll be others, yep. There'll be new plagues with names on it, new names on it.
Well, even though you don't hear too much about it, AIDS is a plague.
AIDS is a plague, yep.
They even.
Well, you can consider yourself lucky if you get AIDS. We're talking about this bubonic plague. You die inside of a day.
Yeah. 24 hours, yeah.
It says, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which
because it comes all of a sudden. The woman's all right. She's scheduled to have the baby in a month and a half. She's driving somewhere, going to the movies, and all of a sudden she get those pains.
Which pains when the child.
And that's how the Most High is gonna, deal with this place. It's gonna be a beautiful, just like 9/11. It was a beautiful day in the morning, and all of a sudden, all hell broke loose. And that changed the mindset of the people all around the planet Earth.
Yeah, overnight.
Go ahead.
It says, which pain when the child cometh forth.
I remember I was doing deliveries back then, and there was certain deliveries I went to with bars, and everybody went to the fucking bar, man. It was drinking. And so what does it say about give strong drink to them that are about to perish?
Yeah.
A heavy heart.
Yep.
You know?
Everyone was glued to the television.
Everyone was glued to, they had the TV on. And no planes were flying. There was a no-fly zone.
Yeah.
The only planes that were flying were military planes.
Yeah.
You see?
Shut down.
Oh.
So they shut things down.
Yeah, some of these movies now with the, like Contagion and the different movies, they show you the aircraft that were flying and were military aircraft.
That's it. Well, that's happened at 9/11. I remember that.
Yeah, they got a movie out right now on Netflix called Black Summer. And all you see in Black Summer, all you see is military aircraft flying.
I'm gonna check that out. Hey, well, I gotta go back to watching the movies, Contagion and
Contagion. Yeah.
I Am Legend.
I Am Legend and them type of movies.
Outbreak.
Hey, cause they closed down Manhattan because of the Crippen fires.
Yeah.
You know.
And the brother from L.A., Mawatazak, he did a video, and in that scene with when they, in I Am Legend, they mentioned the measles.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That, man. Wow,
Yeah.
Wow.
The brother brought it out. The brother Mawatazak from L.A. did the video.
Wow.
Yep.
Let me try to get in contact. I don't know if this guy, what this brother's gonna do.
That's it. Shut down.
Tell it. Hey, come here real quick. We're doing a video right now, and there's an outbreak of the Black Plague in Mongolia. We just heard about it, so we're doing a video on it. Just line them brothers up, and we come out in a minute, right? All right, shalom. See, they didn't even know. See how fast news is flying?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It said, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth.
So it's going to come out of nowhere, man. New plagues, new diseases.
Yep. And the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side.
Hey, so I can say that we're in the beginning of Jacob's trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And what's going to happen in the midst of Jacob's trouble? We're going to be delivered out of it.
Come.
Yeah.
So our salvation was my phone.
Yeah, that's our hope. Our hope is to be delivered by Yahweh Shah.
Come.
Follow the cord. Yeah, probably fell.
The Apostle Paul said we're prisoners of hope.
Yep.
So, it's one of the things we're hoping for, to be delivered, man.
Come.
The prophets they all said, woe is me, who shall deliver me in those days.
That's right.
We're talking about those days right now, the days of the Black Death. Can you imagine that? If that thing goes viral, which it will go,
yep.
A lot of people are going to die. A lot of people are going to get, heart attacks from wondering if they're going to get that Black Death.
Yeah. And then it says great confusion.
Great confusion.
Yeah, perplexity, yeah.
Yeah, because you see when people start getting sick, they start bugging out.
They start bugging out, yeah.
People are going to start losing it, man. Anyway, with that, we're going to close.
All right.
All right.
Then it says,
we might do some updates on it,
It says, "O my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth."
Yeah, don't be settling down, man. No more rap music and
no
party.
more.
Just teach the word, brother.
Let's teach the word, man.
Anyway, with that, we're going to say shalom.
All right, real quick, shalom. Well, first and foremost, as always, want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to our apostles and elders, great millstone that rule well. And as always, want to give a sincere shalom to the house of David the elect. I'm the brother Zion. And, tonight is the Sabbath. The Sabbath is switching up now to Saturday sundown to Sunday sundown. Beginning, I believe this is May 4th. Just double check. Yeah, May 4th. And just wanted to say a few words on the Sabbath. Just for you brothers to continue to grow in this knowledge. Continue to be faithful to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And always ask for forgiveness, for the wickedness that we've done in our lifetimes. Right now, us being in the truth, we strive for the masteries, as the scriptures say, and we try to imitate the ways of Yahweh Shai, You know, even though we know we can't be perfect in this flesh, we still strive to be like our power, you know. And that just shows the faith that we're supposed to have in this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And you know, this truth is a gift, brothers. You know, this truth is not something that the Lord had to give to us. You know, the scriptures clearly tell you that Yahweh Shai chose us. We didn't choose him. So like I always say, the fact that he chose us, you know, we should go hard and try to please him as much as we can, you know, show our faith, you know, because this truth could have been given to someone else, you know. But, you know, Lord willing, we're of the elect. We're going to continue to strive, continue to grow, continue to teach and fish for the elect until the time comes to where the Lord destroys this place. All right. And when we're delivered, you know, the summer months are coming, you know, so we pretty much call that scoffing or demon season, because a lot of these demons come out in the summertime, man. You know, in the wintertime when it's colder out, you know, you don't really see as much people coming up to the camp. But when the summer months hit, a lot of the demons begin to come out, you know. So just throwing a curveball out there, you know, brothers, be aware of that and always have your heads up. And brothers that's seasoned in this truth, you know, you should know how to deal with these people by it. You know, if you've been in the truth for several years, you should know how to deal with these people that come up to the camps. You know, you should know, you know, because we got to keep our cool out there. You know, we brothers that's seasoned in this thing, you really shouldn't be hot-headed, man. You know, unless the spirit is really on you. You know, sometimes the spirit will jump on you, but, you know, you shouldn't just be hot-headed out there screaming and yelling at everybody and just acting, you know, like a nigga, man. You know, we out there to teach the word of the Heavenly Father. That's really what we out there to do. Bring out the precepts. Let the precepts cut these scoffers and these clowns that come up to the camps, man. You know, let the Bible do the talking. All right, let the Most High do the talking through the scriptures. All right, through us. You know, like I said, sometimes the spirit is on particular men. You know, and you know sometimes the spirit is fiery, man. And some people might get cussed out there. You know, that happens. It is what it is. But for the most part, I want to say keep your head level and to let the Bible do the talking. You know, this is real quick. I wanted to bring out a scripture. This is Romans chapter 13 and verse 11. It says, "And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed." Okay, so we almost out of here, man. You know, we almost out of here. It says, "The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light." Okay, because the light represents what? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, Yahweh Shai. All right, so the armor of light. Okay, this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, these holy scriptures. It says, "Let us walk honestly as in the day, not as rioting and drunkenness, not as chambering and wantonness, not as strife and envying, but put on the Lord Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof." And that's true, because we have to fulfill the things of the spirit, because the lust of the flesh is constant. The flesh is constantly fighting up against the spirit. All right, the flesh is always at war with the spirit, because the flesh wants the things of the world and the spirit wants the things of the Heavenly Father. Okay, so we as men of the Lord, we have to learn how to feed our spirit more than our flesh. Okay, and you know, the Sabbath is pretty much, you know, it's supposed to be a holy. The scriptures say, "Remember the Sabbath and keep it holy." So we're supposed to keep the Sabbath holy, man. You know. But pretty much with that, you know, I wanted to just say a few words on the Sabbath, giving all praise, honor, and glory To Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. May you brothers have a blessed Sabbath. Just continue to grow, man. Continue to push the words of the Heavenly Father. We almost out of here, man. Shalom.
Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, we give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash. I want to give double honors to my apostles, the great millstone, who taught me his truth, and who teach the correct doctrine of the scriptures. I want to give sincere Shalom. Alright, to the elect out there teaching his truth and sincerity and honesty. Alright, real quick video for you brothers and elect sisterhood out there, because there are going to be women of the elect. Okay. But I got here, I put into a YouTube search engine, sugar, cancer, 42 days. Alright, because it's been shown in research that when cancer cells don't eat, so to speak, for 42 days, they die. Alright? And the primary source of food the cancer cells feed off of and live off of for energy is sugar. It's sugar, man. And you could put this, and you could put this into the search engine. You could put it into Google, but pretty much all scientists agree that that sugar feeds cancer cells. Okay, see here, beating cancer: how cutting sugar reversed one man's death sentence. Alright. Starving cancer away. Just like our healthy cells, malignant cancer cells need energy to survive. Okay. What does it get that energy off of? It gets it off of sugar. Okay. Fasting versus cancer cells, positive science. Alright. Fasting also helps with cancer. Alright. Preventing cancer and fighting it. Alright. And you got some people that have never fasted in their whole lives, man. It's a prime candidate for cancer, man. This video isn't about cancer, though. It's about pretty much the dangers of sugar. Because Esau likes to put sugar in every fucking thing because he knows how terrible it is for you. Okay? You got all these researchers trying to find out, blah, 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 sugar, diabetes, sugar, cancer. Esau's knowing all this, man. Why do you think he puts sugar in everything? Because he already knows, man. You don't need teams of researchers to figure out what sugar really does to you. He knows. Okay? He knows, man. Does sugar feed cancer? Does sugar feed cancer? Get the lowdown on the link between sugar and cancer. Alright? Cancer cells die in 42 days. This famous Austrian juice cured over 45,000 people from cancer. Alright? Ain't no sugar in this picture, man. And I've done kind of like, I'm not saying I've gone super low sugar diet, but I have gone through phases where I've done fasting and intermittent fasting and greatly reduced the amount of sugar in my diet, and the results that you see are almost immediate. You see great results within just a few days from cutting sugar out of your diet. Alright? Now I just pretty much stick to I try not to eat breads. I still eat, hey, I'm Italian, I gotta have my pasta once in a while.
You know, I have my pasta once in a while. But you know, the main source of my sugar now comes from fruit, you know? So if you do get a sweet tooth, just eat fruit, man. Okay? And stay away from super high sugar fruits. Stay close to berries and things like that, because those are low sugar fruits. Sugar feed cancer? The answer is yes. Cancer lives on sugar and something else. Alright? But this is why, see, Esau knows this, man. Alright? Esau knows this, man. That, excessive sugar consumption, increases cancer risk. Okay? And another thing that Esau knows is cancer is a product of its environment. That's why he has so many pollutants into everything. That's why he adds so many preservatives to everything. So many different chemicals. You can't even read half the shit on the back of an ingredients box, man. You can't even you can't even pronounce half the shit, man. Esau puts that in there because he knows that shit slowly causes cancer. Okay? He understands that cancer is a product of its environment. Alright? So Esau goes and he puts sugar in everything. Alright? He's got these young people addicted to these soft drinks, sodas and stuff. You know? I mean, he adds sugar to fucking everything, man. And here's some diabetes statistics for the United States. Diabetes statistics from the National Institute of Diabetes and Digestive and Kidney Diseases. Diabetes statistics. This content describes the prevalence of diabetes and pre-diabetes in the United States. Alright, I'm going to read some of these stats and we'll get a couple scriptures and elaborate. Diabetes occurs when your blood glucose, also called blood sugar, is too high. High blood glucose can cause health problems over time. And the word health means whole, because when your body is healthy, you're whole, man. When you feel healthy, you have all kinds of energy. You think clearly. You have better awareness, alertness. You have better reflexes. You have more strength and vitality. Okay? The main types of diabetes are type 1, type 2, and gestational. Learn more from the diabetes overview. Total, an estimated 30.3 million people have diabetes. 9.4% of the U.S. population. And Esau be making money off these diabetics, man. He makes think about it, right? If you're a diabetic and you gotta shoot up insulin, alright? You gotta go shoot up some fucking insulin, man. You gotta do that shit for damn near the rest of your life. Esau charges out the ass for them needles, man, and for that insulin. Alright? Even though those needles cost literally pennies to make. You're a lifelong customer, man. When you got diabetes. Alright? But hey, cutting down your sugar and intermittent fasting has been shown to help fight diabetes, man. Alright? Eating lower sugar fruits, like blueberries and things like that. Alright? And drinking lemon juice has been shown. And taking apple cider vinegar regularly, okay, has been shown to help with diabetes, man. Help people with diabetes. Alright? Diagnosed, an estimated 23.1 million people have been diagnosed with diabetes. Undiagnosed, an estimated 7.2 million adults aged 18 years or older are undiagnosed. According to the American Diabetes Association, economic cost of diabetes in the U.S., the total estimated cost of diagnosed diabetes in 2017 was $327 billion, including $237 billion in direct medical costs and $90 billion in reduced productivity. All right, $327 billion is nothing to scoff at, man. In 1 year. In 1 year. What's the GDP of the United States? All right, hold on, let's look that up. Well, they have 2016. All right. The United States GDP in the United States was worth 19,000 billion US dollars, which is approximately 19 trillion. All right. The GDP value of the United States represents 31.28% of the world economy. Okay? So think about that, man. Look at that figure. Over 300 billion of that, which is right here, comes just from treating diabetes, man. You know? That's crazy, man. Now this is something right here. Prediabetes is a condition in which blood glucose or A1C levels, which reflect average blood glucose levels, are higher than normal but not high enough for a diagnosis of diabetes. People with prediabetes are at increased risk of developing type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease, which can lead to heart attack or stroke. Okay? So, just like we read up there, that high blood sugar has long-term health effects, man. So does prediabetes, okay? And what's a way you could treat that? By fasting, man. You can help with that, you know? Fasting helps regulate your blood sugar and helps with insulin sensitivity and insulin resistance. An estimated 84.1 million adults ages 18 years or older, all right, 33.9% of U.S. adults have prediabetes. Wow. 33.9, that's 1 in 3. That's over 1 in 3 adults in America. No wonder why you Americans are so fucking fat, man. Think about Americans, man. They consume more sugar than anyone else in the world, man. That's why we got all these fat fucks walking around here, man. Lazy, fat fucking Americans, man. 23.1 million adults, 48.3% ages 65 or older have prediabetes. And this comes from this all-American diet, man. You know? And the healthcare industry. They're always weakening your body. These so-called fake fucking doctors shoving antibiotics and all kinds of shit in your fucking body, man. When the Most High gave the herbs of the earth, man. He gave us the herbs of the earth. Alright? To heal us. For the service of man. The prevalence of prediabetes is similar among men and women across racial and ethnic groups. Alright. Get this scripture. I got another scripture after this. This is Sirach, otherwise known as Ecclesiasticus, 30th chapter and 16th verse in the Apocrypha. There is no riches above a sound body. Okay? Because, you know, you can have all them riches, man, than worldly riches and die of a fucking heart attack, man. Or have bad health, man. You know? It's hard to enjoy riches when you fucking feel like shit all the time. And no joy above the joy of the heart. Alright, so a sound body is important, man. Alright? Let's look up this word sound. They're gonna have a lot of definitions. Sound in good condition, not damaged when it's used as an adjective. In good condition, not damaged, injured, or diseased. Okay? So a sound body can also be, a healthy body, right? A sound body is a body that's in good condition. When your body's in good condition, you perform better, man. You think clear. Your memory improves. Okay, you're more productive. All right, you're just better overall, man. It's why having a sound body is important. This is Ecclesiasticus 30:15. Health and good estate of body. Okay, we know that the word health means what? Whole, to be whole, and good estate of body are above all gold, and a strong body above infinity wealth. Okay. So according to the scriptures, man, being healthy is more important than everything else. You know? It's more important than fucking gold and silver, man. Alright? Oh, what was I gonna say? But yeah, you know. But like I was saying, you're more productive, man. You're definitely a lot more productive when your body is healthy. Okay, you're not dragging all the time, man. You know, you're not dragging along all the time, man. All right. So, you know, I guess the gist of this lesson is, you know, brothers should make better choices, man. Like the scriptures say, do good unto thyself. If you eating fucking Doritos and potato chips all the time, and fucking honey buns and shit all the time, man, you're not doing good to yourself. Okay? But hey, look at Esau's colleges, man. Esau's colleges will tell you making money is more important than fucking anything. So you got all these fucking college kids, man. These fucking college kids, man. They'll damn near kill themselves for 4 years, going all them nights sleepless and all that shit, doing all that studying, completely ruining their fucking health, living off ramen noodles, living in a damn dorm. All right, living off of fucking ramen noodles, man. Completely destroying their bodies, man. All right, for the chance to get for the chance to have to work at a better plantation than the next guy, man. That's all it is. But you're ruining your health. Well, the scriptures say that your health is more important than all that shit. All right. Yeah, brothers. I guess if there's anything to take away from this lesson, man, it's, you know, I'm not telling brothers to fucking everybody's got to go on keto. Now we have to, as a hopeful elect, man, we got to start, you know, taking better care of ourselves, man. Our body is a temple. Okay? You know, and you brothers definitely will see results, man. If you start cutting all them carbs and sugar out of your diet, man. You know? Just pick a day a week just pick a day a week and you know, have a little junk food on that day, you know, if you really have a hard time with it, you know. But yeah, when your body's not healthy, it's not working right, man. It's not working right, and that's what we have to do in these last days. We have to get ourselves ready to work right on all different facets of life, man. Both on a spiritual level and on a physical level. Until next time, shalom.
All right, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, we want to give our praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. No honor to our elders, the apostles, great millstone. And honor to you brothers who are out there doing the work in sincerity and in truth. Keep pushing. We almost out of here. All right, and this lesson is called Get Out of Your Feelings. All right, now one of the purposes for the GMS Life Lesson channel, all right, is life lessons. Your life in this truth. All right, so that's the whole, you know, that's really one of the motive. We getting prophecy and everything, but this is really one of the motivating points behind this channel that started years ago. All right, now one thing that a man is going to fight the most against in his truth is himself. And then after that, he's going to fight against women. All right, then after that, he's going to fight against money and different things like that. So right now, this lesson is you fighting yourself, man. Get out of your feelings, Jake. All right? You need to learn. A man who gets in his feelings, really, he hasn't fully mastered how to adapt to all the different spirits around him. That's really what it is. You haven't mastered how to, hey, look, this brother got this spirit, got my spirit, this brother got his spirit. You don't know how to balance that all out, man. That's really what it is. And you need to balance that. Okay, you have to, or you're gonna fall out. Because what it's gonna lead to, if you don't get it right, is you're gonna start having grudges. You're gonna be thinking about some shit somebody did 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 8 months ago. And then you're gonna be going from one person to another, hoping that somebody agree with you. You're going to start doing all types of dumb stuff that you shouldn't be doing. And why? Because you just simply can't get out of your feelings. So eventually Satan going to be like, hey, Lord, you see him? Look at him, Lord. Come. Yeah, but Satan, he'll look down like, look, Lord, this man is weak in this area. I bet he won't praise you if, I bet he won't praise you before his feelings. So then what's Satan gonna do? Hey, Lord be like, yeah, go try him then. And them demons hop on you. And most men that I've seen don't come back from it. It's very few. Some have. But it's very few. You can really count them guys on one hand. At most 2 hands. Now picture all the men that fell out because they were mad at something. In comparison. That's a very small ratio. That's like 1 out of 60 or 1 out of 100, you know, of men who've come back. Probably 1 out of 1,000. You know, so take heed, man. Don't be going around your brother holding grudges against him. And another thing that a guy doesn't do, you know, because he may disagree with a man or whatever the case may be, it also shows that when you look at this man next to you, you don't see a man of the Lord. In your mind, this is a demon. In your mind, this is just somebody who can't see what you see. And you see that there, like, you see how that'll build up and that'll ruin you. You know, you will be ruined. And you will be thinking, you will start thinking all these bad things. And this man over here chilling. Like, man, what's wrong with him, man? What he so mad for? Oh, nothing wrong, God. Nothing wrong. All right, well, then, the Lord sees something wrong. And brothers don't ask you what's wrong with you for no reason, man. It's written all over you if another man come to you and be like, hey, man, you all right? Obviously, you're showing symptoms that's beside yourself. You're not how you normally are. So when another man of the Lord, because we are good at discerning spirits, when another man of the Lord comes to you and he say, hey man, what's wrong with you, man? What's going on, man? You all right? Obviously something's been wrong with you, and you know it is. So when you tell that man nothing, now you're on the border line of lying. See how the demons work? Most High don't like liars. All right? Especially one who lied to his own brother. Go ahead.
2 Ezra 14:14. Let go from thee mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature.
Mm-hmm. Cast away the burdens of man, put off the weak nature. That's a weak nature, man. You over here worried about what the what somebody think of you. You over here worried about what this man got going on in his life. Hey, look, if another man has went off or he's done certain things and he's repented from them, leave that between him and the Most High then. All right? And then you need to make sure that you right. All right? You could always point out somebody else, but how are you living? Are you living the scriptures, or are you 100% on point? Or are you too busy worried about what the next man got going on? And looking at how he ain't on point, but you ain't even on point yourself. Which that go back to the scripture that the Lord was talking about, you being a hypocrite. Because here you are going off, you pointing at this man saying that, hey, he's chasing these hoes, but then you on the other hand chasing money. It's all the same to us. It's all going off. You see? Add something.
If we can move in too.
Yeah, Timothy. Yeah, 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier, Yahweh Shah Mashiach.
Mm-hmm. So it's telling you endure hardness, man. You can't endure hardness if you can't even take a criticism. You can't take criticism. You can't take your brother rebuking you. You can't take somebody, even if it's a false accuser, like a scoffer, like a avenger or something, and you just blowing up, going crazy over what he done did, you know, hey, you got a weak nature about you. All right, because you getting drawn into shit that distracts you from your true purpose.
And you know, Satan does that, man. Whether it's somebody online like Avenger or on your job, Satan uses people to mess with you. Mm-hmm. If he's petty. Yeah. He's gonna use people that say the right thing to turn your spirit the wrong way and just make you just react negatively, man. Make you get ugly in the spirit, man. Mm-hmm. That's Satan. He wants you to snap out on your supervisor, snap out on your coworker. Well, really, you gotta pray to Yahweh outside to not be affected of Satan's wiles, man.
Because it's all Satan's wiles.
It's all Satan's wiles, man.
And the crazy part about it is, Jake, you can't even handle a disagreement with your own brother. What make you think you ready for Esau? This nigga Esau done collected every text message you got, every picture you done seen, every woman you done talked to, Jake, that you kept secret, every internet search that you looked up. You can look through your webcams on your phone, front and back. He can tap into them. That's why the top guys like Mark Zuckerberg and all that, they put tape over their webcams on their laptop so nobody can look at them. All right? So you have a phone, you're tracked. Everything that you're doing. And you think that this devil ain't gonna release dirt out on you? Despite whatever dirt he's trying to bring out, you need to be in the mind frame of still continuing and moving forward. All right? Because this devil, he don't play fair. We know that. This is the same devil that waited till the men, when it came to Gad and Reuben, he waited till the men went off and hunted so he could go and kill the women and children. So the men wouldn't want to fight anymore. Now, who known for doing shit like that besides him? Nobody else wants to go kill no women and children, man.
Doing the same thing overseas.
Exactly. That's what he do. Shoot little children. He shoots little weak women. They can't even fight back. But that's the type of demon that he is. Remember, he's deaf. And if you a type of person that's always in your feelings about that shit, how you gonna be able to handle that, man? Because yeah, if Esau whip out some of the pictures of some of the text messages and show your woman, or he whipped out something bad that you said about your own brother, you know, will you be able to go in? Hey, I said I apologize. Bro, I didn't mean it. So if I'm out, all right. But look, I'm continuing forward in this way. It's gonna be the worst time ever. Satan gonna be going hard. Because it's time for a man to be proven. It's the reason in 2 Ezra chapter 16, it states that then at that time shall you know who am I chosen. Because you're gonna know who the real men of the Lord are by that time. You got all these guys like Sakari and everything. Hey, whipping that. Hey, Avenger was able to whip out dirt on them. So there's no telling what type of dirt Esau got going. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you gotta count the cost. You gotta picture this stuff, man.
Jacob Tripp, man, a damn homecoming documentary.
Oh, this is where I was born on a little street here. Like, Sakari, nobody give a fuck about where you born, man. Who the fuck do you think you are, man? You are nobody. We're nobody either. You know, so it's cool. But you're trying to make yourself to be somebody when you're not. You're not that important. So nobody gives a fuck where you were born in the valley of the shadow of death. We trying to figure out who we are when the Lord come back. Like, who was we in the past life? You know, that's what we're trying to figure out. Whoever you were in the valley of the shadow of death is really not important. You grew up on some bullshit. You know? You grew up praising death, man. No matter how you want to put it, where you were born and all that. And you claim great millstone your teachers. When have you ever seen them do that? So a lot of you guys want to do your own thing. But also, one thing about that guy, you know, he's an emotional guy. You know, he's a very emotional person. So yeah. You know, it's a lot of guys who can't get out of their feelings. You know, even when it came to that rape topic, there was a lot of guys who couldn't get out of their feelings. These guys couldn't endure even the hardness of the law, which there wasn't even a hard law. It was more so just in case a woman got raped, this is the protocol, you know? Of course, you guys emotionally, wish a man would rape my daughter. Come rape her. Damn, but you in your feelings. Get out your feelings, Jake. All right.
2 Timothy 2 and I read 3 again. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahweh Mashiach. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier.
Exactly. Your woman is not something that you get entangled with. All right, you don't modify yourself. You don't change who you are. All right, and you brothers who have experience with women, we all know that you've been down that path, as well as I, where you tried to modify yourself to fit what she complained about. Then at the end of it all, since the Spirit was guiding us, we all came to the conclusion that there is no possible way to satisfy them, no matter what you do, no matter how much you give. Go ahead.
You gotta understand that when your woman get with you, she got you more than likely knowing what you were about. Mm-hmm. So she had to understand and respect this is what he was a part of, or this is who he was before he met me. Mm-hmm. She has to understand that. So she has no place to try to remove you from that. You know, your thing is, this is what I do on the weekend. This is what I do on Tuesday fellowship or Wednesday, whatever y'all kept schedule is. That's who you were when she met you, man. And even if you wasn't that and you became that, she has to accept this is what he stands for now. So a woman has no place. If she doesn't like that about you, she can leave. You know? If she doesn't like that about you, she can attempt to remove you from what you've been doing already. Right.
Never way she tell you to move. I love her so much, man. I'm a loser. Hey, then be like that guy who was with DTA back in the day. He got him an Edomite chick and moved away with her.
Oh, yeah.
Fell out the truth. And guess what? He died.
Got his fucking mellow
He
pop.
got killed. Didn't the chick get killed with him?
I don't think so. I think he just got knocked off.
Yeah, you see, the Lord ain't playing with you sapsuckers.
Hey, the Most High is jealous. The Most High gives you women.
Yeah.
And you gonna leave him for a gift that he gave you, for a toy, for a cushion?
Yeah, the Most High really will give you women. If you want one, and you ask him for one, guess what? He gonna give you one. And after that, you know, you're gonna get what you asked for, but then the Lord also gonna see what you're gonna do with it. Like, he gonna get the woman go crazy. Satan be over there with the Lord talking about, he get that woman, he gonna go crazy. He ain't gonna praise you like he used to. And then the Lord's like, all right, go try him then, let's see. He sure did stop the woman. You don't need fellowship with them brothers no more. Need to just destroy him? No, man. Just take the woman out, man. I won't help.
The world don't know the Most High.
Right. Hey, and really, that's the Lord showing so much mercy to you.
Yep.
Because he's like, man, just kill the woman, man. Don't even make her cheat on him, man. I ain't finna let him fall out the truth. Not for this. You know? Not for this. Or sometimes you be like, yeah, just destroy that man.
Hey,
you know?
The motives of a woman, especially Eve, the so-called black woman, man. If you ask me, that's the biggest form of witchcraft, man. The mind games and the manipulation she plays on your mind, that's the biggest form of witchcraft. That's why she has always been a downfall of the Israelite man.
Yep.
You know?
A woman is a perk of this world. Yep. That's why when men get very fine women, they bring them out. Like, they get a woman and be like, yeah, y'all see me. They walk in clubs, bars. He don't even go out. But he going out now with her. Hey, baby, you need a drink. Don't worry. I got it. Because I got it. Hey, who on the streets, baby? Don't tell me who on the streets. That's Jake all day. Why? Because that's his perk of the world. But that's not his purpose in life. And if you in your feelings, you will never be able to perform your purpose. And that's the moral of this whole lesson. If you're in your feelings, you're with your brothers or whatever it is in the world that you in your feelings about, you will never be able to perform your purpose. If you're going to be in your feelings, be in your spiritual feelings. Where you praying and crying to the Lord like, Lord, I don't understand what's going on here. Show me what's going on. I don't get it. I don't understand this. I want this. Hey, pray to fulfill your purpose, man. Pray for the Lord to reveal that to you, man. Do that. Not for this shit. This shit gonna melt, man. It's gonna melt. Everything is gonna get dissolved here, man. All right, like chemistry or like tea. You put that plant or that's gonna happen. It's just gonna be some wet herbs. Cut the heat on in it. Those herbs gonna dissolve into that water. Why is that? All right, why is that? That's because heat gonna release the spirit of all this. This whole spirit of Babylon and America, all this shit that you see around here, this gonna release. All right, it's gonna all be melted. It's gonna all be dissolved. It's gonna all be through. And if you're always in your feelings, whether it is towards your brother, if you're trying to be a lone warrior and shit, because you feel, we had a guy who used to be in this camp, and every time that he got rebuked, which was ultimately because he knew the scriptures, he was a cool dude. But outside of that, when he came to rebuke, he always used to say, well, how I feel, this how I feel. He never apologized for anything. He was always doing his own thing. He was separate from everybody, making everybody feel hella awkward when he came around. Because he'll be saying like just awkward, off the wall stuff. But why? He was a man who could not get out his feelings. At the end of the day. So
I just make this quick point. You gotta get rid of your ego. Well, the first thing you gotta get control is your damn lust and your damn ego, man. Because everybody, the way your flesh is wired, that you're always right and you've been wrong. You've been wrong in a situation. So you've had men that come into the truth. They've always had this victim mentality that basically they're like a narcissist, man. It's like they can't be wrong. So when the reproof came, no matter how evident and no matter how many witnesses said no, it's you, their ego and their pride was like, no, it's y'all. Because basically, I'm always the one that was the victim. I'm always the one that had been wrong, man. And anytime you get ready to correct the brother or address the brother, you gotta already be ready to accept the fact that you might be wrong in the situation. Or anytime a brother reprove you, you gotta already have that opening in your mind that shit, they probably right, man. They might be right. You gotta learn how to separate yourself from your feelings. Learn how to separate your spirit from your fleshly feelings, man.
Right. Like, catch yourself, Jake, especially if you like in the camps and you got multiple brothers saying the same thing about you. You really need to catch yourself, Jake. In the midst of you defending yourself, just stop. I got multiple men of the Lord. That's what you got to tell yourself. I have multiple men of the Lord coming to me, telling me the same thing. Even the ones who don't even get involved, but they all saying the same thing. I probably got demons on me. And then you need to correct it. You're like, all right, man, I'm correcting. Because really most of the stuff is petty. You know what I'm saying? So in the truth, man, you need to get out your feelings. That shit will destroy you from the inside out. And then at the end of it, it's going to try to destroy other people. And one thing, my last point about it all is, when you in the truth, your feelings going to get hurt. Your feelings are going to get hurt. There will be men, whether you hear it in the video or whether it's a direct rebuke about something you done did or a decision that you done made, and it's frowned upon and completely against the scriptures, and you're like, man, so what you gonna do? You gonna justify yourself before the Most High? The scriptures tell you not to do that. Don't justify yourself before the Lord. Don't come to the Lord and be like, well, Lord, the reason I did it is because of this. Don't you do that shit. Realize who you're talking to. Show some respect. As the brother in camp say, show some respect, man. All right? Don't you come to the Lord with that justifying shit, because you done did some stuff, man. Whether it's that the topic at hand at that moment, or in the past, you done did some stuff, and the Lord forgave you. So you better tread carefully. Get the fuck out your feelings, man. Or you're going to get taken down. The apostles wouldn't have lasted this long if they was always in their feelings. But as you can see, when guys be falling out, you have our apostles, they always tell you, hey man, these cats going to fall out. That's what happens. Why? Because they not in their feelings. They may like a brother. It might be cool. But they not going to let their feelings overwhelm a righteous, great judgment. So get out your feelings and fulfill your purpose in the truth. All right? That whatever the Lord has for you, fulfill it. Don't let no woman control what time you come home and all this other shit like that. What type of man gets controlled by something that's under him? That don't even make sense. You do what fits you and what gives you the balance. You are a man in this faith, and that is your God-given right. And you better utilize it and let nobody take that shit away from you. When you find yourself with your God-given rights being taken away from you because of how somebody else feels, you are already tripping. So correct it and get it right. You got anything else? Lord will, bros, will edify.